good. All right, it is now 7:43, and we'll call meeting 1477 to order. At this time, I would like to welcome the online viewers and apologize for the late start of 12 minutes if you were waiting for us to come live. Agenda meeting 1477 in front of you. Are there any additions to the agenda? Hearing none, we'll move on. Minutes.
We got a Public Works edition?
No.
Nope. No
No,
public
that's
works.
for previous meeting.
Okay.
The minutes for meeting number 1476 are presented. Are there any errors or omissions?
I'm going to do a slight change to my ENH, but I will do it upon the report.
Okay, all right. Noting none. Can I get a mover to accept the minutes, please?
So
Moved by
moved.
Councillor Hancock, seconded by Councillor Jones. Call for question. Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carries.
Aye.
Thank you. Business arising from the minutes. Any business arising from the minutes? Hearing none, we shall move on. New business.
Yeah, I think we've got some insight on some cross-country equipment to maybe start a bit of a grassroots cross-country club here in Deer Lake. So we're going to work with our economic development officer and talk about the exciting news soon. So if you are interested at all in any sort of cross-country skiing or being a part of a club here in Deer Lake, you can reach out to the economic development officer, and we'll get that started.
Good stuff. And with the winter months coming, we're all looking for extra activity, so that's great
Yep.
stuff. Any other new business? Hearing none, we shall move on to correspondence. In front of you is a proclamation for Foster Families Month, so I'll go through that. We'll need a mover and a seconder. Whereas Newfoundland and Labrador foster families provide a safe and nurturing environment for the children, youth in their homes, whereas the town of Deer Lake recognizes the important role of foster families in child protection system in our province and the role of foster families in Newfoundland and Labrador. Whereas foster families are celebrated as valued members of their communities for their contribution to the well-being of our province and our country. Now therefore, I, Mike Gusney, Mayor of Town of Deer Lake, do hereby proclaim October as Foster Families Month. We shall need a mover to accept.
So moved. Oh, sorry.
Moved by Councillor Langdon, seconded by Councillor Freak. Call for question. Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carries.
Aye.
Perfect, thank you. And just for any of the online viewers that hear another voice, our Councillor Fitzgerald is joining us via digital.
Just a quick comment on that. I think Councillor Hancock tried to second that as well, and I thank him for his work he does in the industry as well. I know he works very closely with vulnerable people, and particularly that sector. So appreciate all the work him and his co-workers do with that as well.
It's a great point,
Thank
Councillor
you.
Langdon.
Thank you.
Great point. Okay, that concludes correspondence. Moving on to reports. Finance, Councillor Freak, please.
Myself, Councillor Jones, Town Manager Jason Young, and Town Clerk Lori Humphreys, we met on September the 11th. Item number 1, Annex Progress Payment for $93,139.29, approved. Item number 2, Water Filter Progress Payment, payments number 14 and 15 for CBCL for $21,138, and the second one for $284,921.92. Recommend approval. Item number 3, 69 North Main Street. We had a sewer issue here. The crew struck a line, so we had to repair that. So we're actually following the procedure to send this to our insurance. So there's an invoice there for $1,081 plus the insurance deductible. So we're going to send that through our Department of Keith Park is going to follow through with the insurance and then find out what the deductible is, and then we'll take care of the rest. Item number 4, Ridgeview Construction for our Nicholsville Shears Lift Station for $4,830. Recommended approval. Item number 5, I'll do that one separately. Item number 6, Canada Mats. These are 4 wall mats for our Gracia space in the annex for the pillars. This would be $3,046.88. Recommended approval. Item number 7, tax exemption As per policy, we recommended approval for that address on Colburn. Item number 8, this is the hot water tap for our new water filter. So there's 4 invoices there, $22,175, $9,890, $852, and $1,657. Item number 9, Eagle View, our invoice for our new flyover for 2024. This is $38,462.87, recommended approval. Just a quick reminder, our Eagle View is done every few years. This actually pays for itself tenfold, and it gives us a good technology for our staff to be able to use updated imagery when they're plotting and doing stuff. Item number 10, Western Signs. This is the sign on the new annex. You will see this illuminated. It's $7,572, recommended approval. We do have our budget review as an FYI that we have started that and asked for all budgets to be in at the end of September. We have item number 12, refunds for overpaid accounts. You'll see them listed there. Item number 12 is crime prevention, I believe, in the RCMP booklet ad. We actually donate to the local one versus the provincial one, so we're going to keep our donation for that. Item number 13, Councillor Jones left the room. We had Western Steel Work complete work on 2 loaders. 3 invoices here for $232, $37.66, and $48.82. Item number 5, heat pump requested for 2 heat pumps. We did not approve at this time. This was for housing the vac truck and the mechanics department. So we looked at, with maybe Gracia moving out of their facility, we would look at a budget for 2025 on what we would have to do for them in that area, and then maybe house the vac truck into the fire hall just for, 120 days, just to kind of get us through the movement of that, so we could have a heated space for those things. So we're going to just work with the fire hall, the back of that building, and look into once we get the annex ready and the tenant moved out of Public Works. Number 16, Go Western. This is our regular advertisement with them, $1,725, recommended approval. So I make a motion to accept the report 1 to 16, excluding number 7, number 5, and 13.
Okay, all right, thank you. Moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by Councillor Jones. Call for question.
Just a comment there, Mayor, on item number 11. I don't know if all my other councillors are going to like this, but I encourage residents to reach out if they have any budget kind of suggestions or anything. Now is certainly the time to do it. We don't do much of a consultation at the town level, but I always recommend people when they chat about it, whether it's new sports equipment or whatever, in our department, to this is the time of year for it to be considered. So I encourage anybody to do that in the community if they have any ideas or.
And just to further elaborate on that, we prepare our budget from the end of September until December the 31st. So whatever we approve in that period of time for 2025 is done and fixed. So like Councillor Langdon had just said for our online viewers, once the budget's passed in January, you can't come in requesting stuff for spring, summer. So yeah, get your thinking hats on. If you need anything, we'd love to hear from you between October and ideally the month of October.
I'm giving it some suggestions now, but I know we did it with the annex there. Maybe we can consider doing some type of consultation. I know the federal and provincial government does a bit of it during around budget time, so I don't know, that's something we'd like to consider for the future.
Yep.
No, I think they're great suggestions. Our recommendations, sorry, I've witnessed other municipalities have done those process, sometimes not always with the feedback, but I think we do have a good following on our town page that if we could take it further to go back to possibly economic development or to hold a session.
Yeah, and I just think, we were there, Mayor, when we did it on the annex there a few months ago, and I thought that went very well.
Absolutely.
There was some animosity around it, and we were able to clear it up, and I think we can do a similar one with, not saying there's animosity around the budget, but transparency is key.
Transparency, ultimately, absolutely. Actually, can we put that on the action item list? That's I know we sometimes discuss lots of ideas, but this one would, again, like you said, community engagement is the best, so. All right, thank you. Any
So the
further?
manager's already requested all of department heads' budgets, so we're getting started on that. So December, the budget should be done the beginning of December, polished, not the end of December this year, hopefully.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
sounds good. Any further questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion
Aye.
carried. Thank you.
Okay, I will do item number 5. We have made the movement. Most of the community will see the location of the splash pad is off Bennett Avenue as a part of our Swartz's Park development as a larger picture. And we have purchased the equipment, and the tender has gone out for the what's the building called? Like the washrooms, but the mechanical rooms. So that's gone out. So we now have an invoice for ABC Recreation for $213,987. Make a motion to pay the invoice.
All right, thank you. Moved by Council Freak, seconded by
So
Councilor
moved.
Hancock. Call for question.
I guess on this invoice, as I said in the past, I can see, why we want to do this, and maybe I wouldn't agree with the location, or do agree, we'll argue those points. But I want to see the upfront cost of with our homework done and our proper study of what it's going to cost the taxpayers of Deer Lake. And I still haven't seen that, and I don't know what the cost is going to be, so I will be respectfully voting against number 5.
All right, thank you. Noted, clerk. We have any questions or more comments? Sorry.
Just a comment. We talked about engagement. I would say one of the better jobs done from an engagement standpoint would have been around Swartz Park, with the splash pad coming in from the public as the number 1 item for that particular location. So just to build off what Councillor Langdon and Freak were talking about, and yourself as well, Mayor, public engagement is critical, and this is one of those items. So, but I do understand Councillor Jones' comments as well.
All right, any further questions, comments, concerns?
I just have one comment, Mayor.
Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to say that we have done our homework on this. We have presented pricing, especially for the splash pad mechanical. That tender closed back in the early summer. We are working on the building tender, and we are still within our budget that we passed in December. Obviously, we're going to be, I think, as a council and as a management team, we're going to be diligent on making any further movements. But at this moment, we are still on budget, so I just wanted to put that out there.
Okay, noted. Any further? One last round table. Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Councillor Langdon? Sorry. Aye. All right, sorry. Councillor Jones? Against. Okay. All right, motion carried. Thank you.
Okay, item 13.
I'll do it for that.
Item number 13, Western Steel Works, the loader work that we had on the 2 cabs, $232, $3,766, and $4,882. I recommend approval to pay the invoice.
All right, thank you. Moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by Councillor Langdon. Call for question.
I was sort of wondering how come it's on the finance report. Just I know that like most Western Steel stuff ends up on the payables.
I think that one there is it's a job to the excavator
The 2 loader cabs.
loaders.
Yeah.
So they had to go out and they had to get quotes and stuff like that.
Oh,
So it
okay.
was a little bit of a bigger job, so they just
Versus
kind
the
of
invoice.
separated
Okay.
it out.
I didn't know. That's what I was actually thinking. Perhaps they went and got quotes on this, but
Yeah.
it's just not. I don't see it there. So
Yeah.
Yep,
so
that makes
that's-
sense.
That's why it's
that
there,
makes sense.
separated.
Perfect. No problem. No problem.
Okay. We have a mover, seconder, question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you.
All right, we will move on to accounts payable. Almost there. Yep. It's item number 1 through 56, excluding number 7 and 53. So number 7 would be BNS, number 53 Western Steel. So let me get the total. So I will exclude both of those for the amount of $92,095.97. Make a motion to pay accounts payable.
All right, thank you. Moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by Councillor Jones. Call for question. Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay,
I'll step
we'll
out
go.
for number 7, conflict.
Item number 7. We have got dumpster rentals, Class A and 6-inch stone, minus. $10,178. Make a motion to pay the invoice.
All right, moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by Councillor Jones. Call for question. Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried.
Aye.
Thank you. Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
That's fine. I just said aye, that's all.
Okay, sorry about that. All right, moving on. Councillor Freak, please.
All right, we've got the total invoice for Western Steel Works to be $3,095. Make a motion to pay the invoice.
All right, moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by Councillor Hancock. Call for question. Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion
Aye.
carried. All right. Next report is Public Works. Councillor Fitzgerald, please.
All right, I hope everyone can hear me. I apologize for not being on.
Do we want to check with Megan to ensure that she could hear him?
Sorry, I'm listening on my computer here. And I can hear Darren fine.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, I
Okay.
just heard him there.
Okay. All right, Darren, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So I'd like to make an addition to my my public works meeting. It's for a recommendation, item number 5. So I'll continue on with the public works meeting. September 12th, in attendance was Superintendent Scotty Elms, our public works director David Thomas, and myself. Our first item was number 1, winter sand tender. We had 2 bids received from William Perry Trucking and from Q&H. There was what you're seeing on your report is prices that for town pickup and a price for delivery. At this time, dealing with our management team, it's recommended that we award the pickup from William Perry for the amount of $10.25 per ton, and we'll work closely with our management team for next year to hopefully make sure that we have delivery included into our pricing. Reasons for this at this very moment is that I don't think we've given the union enough time to talk about it, and I can't get involved in that kind of stuff. Item number 2, water operated course in Corner Brook. There is a water operated course being held in Corner Brook on October 22nd. The cost is $300 per person. We are recommending sending 3 employees to this course. This training money is within our budget. Culverts on Reeves Lane. We've had a resident asking about the culvert replacements on the intersection of Reeves Lane and 5th Avenue. At this time, there is no money in our budget for this work. However, we will recommend that we ditch the clearing in behind the homes there on the east side of 5th Avenue, and we'll be looking at the pricing of the culverts in our next budget. And item 4 is just more or less a synopsis of what our public works team has been at since our last meeting. So they've installed a 12-inch water line at the treatment plant. Obviously, this has been a big priority of the town. We've had a couple water main line repairs on Main Street. Some of you might have seen. We've done some widening on Albert Lane, puddle repairs on Goose Arm Road, Amanda Avenue. We're building the new road to link the Airport Avenue and Woodford Drive. As you can see, there's some new developments there in that area. Regraded our gravel roads, installed some signs. We repaired the lift station by Shears Building Supplies. Hats off to our team. They've been at that for a while. road sweeping continues. Ditching and spillway in Commerce Street, and we repaired the catch basin there by Spud. So, for this part, I recommend items number 1 and 4 of the Public Works.
All right, moved by Councillor Fitzgerald, seconded by Councillor Langdon. Call for question. Councillor Freak, please.
Can I just speak to ditching for a little bit? I don't know if Public Works has a like a ditching plan, but I brought up one last week that that I don't know. You know, we talked about cul-de-sacs and things like that. Like, can we create a little bit of an action list on the proactive ditching that we're kind of gonna go at? I'll bring my list to Scotty on a few things that have been brought to my attention, but yeah, funny, it just came up on this report, and there was a couple of residents that brought it to my attention.
Okay.
I do believe Scotty and Dave have this list created, Councillor Freak.
Perfect. Would they
Obviously,
send
our
that out
team
to
has
us?
been. Pardon me?
Send out the ditch action list to us, just by email, that's fine.
Okay, I will. I'll pass it along.
At least then I'd be able to respond to residents with having the information.
Good stuff. Any further comments, questions, concerns?
Just a quick question, Mayor. Councillor Fitzgerald, I think you might have said this when you were cutting out there, just the units for the low prices. One says PU, one says Dell. What does?
Yep.
Pickup and delivery.
Oh, okay.
There was 2 prices. We asked for 2, one with just pickup, Councillor Langdon, and one with delivery.
Right, okay. Perfect. Makes sense.
And just for clarification, I guess Councillor Langdon, in previous conversations, there was discussions about, I guess, the workload that we put upon Public Works. Would it be beneficial to do a pickup or delivery? And I think if I could hear Councillor Fitzgerald's comments correct, they're going to revisit again next year to see if they can structure, maybe sometimes there's more value in delivery than the actual unit price of pickup. So
Right. Perfect. At least in this case, it was the same provider that came in.
yeah,
Lower price on
Yeah.
both, so.
okay. Any further questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Councillor Fitzgerald, please.
All right, I'd like to make a motion. So this is item number 5, as an addition to the Public Works report. So, with respect to the latest RFP for the 2024 Deer Lake paving program for paving of Bennett's Avenue, the Joe Butts Beach extension, and search and rescue parking lot, and the library parking lot, the town received 3 bids, with the lowest bid of $454,284.50 by marine contractors. Therefore, based on the closure, I move to accept the bid and the amount and award to marine contractors.
All right, thank you. Moved by Councillor Fitzgerald, seconded by Councillor Langdon. Call for question. Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion
Aye.
carried. Thank you. We shall move on to Environment and Housing. Councillor Jones, please.
Okay, we had a meeting on September the 12th. Myself, Krista Jones, and Dave Thomas was in attendance. As I said before, I want to remove number 27 and number 8 for more information before we can come back with a sound decision. Okay, so it is presented to you in front of you. Number 1 to 11, the general repairs. All these permits has been issued.
Did you say 28 as well?
27 and 28, yeah. Number 12 to number 16 for decks, patios, extensions. These permits has been issued. Accessory buildings for 6 Williams Avenue, permit has been issued. Number 18 for 2 Joel's Crescent duplex, permit issued. Number 19 for 4 Joel's Crescent duplex, permit's been issued. Number 20 for 19A Woodford Drive for mini home, permit has been issued. Number 21, 1 Church Street, some work around the credit union, the permit has been issued. Number 22, 63 North Main Street for shingles, permit has been issued. On the commercial construction for Majors Construction 112 Trans-Canada Highway, construction of a warehouse, we recommend approval, meets the regulations, and plus got to be approved pending service NL. Number 24 for 81 Boyts Road bumper to bumper, a building extension, recommend approval once and again, it has to be pending service NL approval. Number 25 for 211 Nicholsville Road for a garage. He requested a variant size, advertised on September 9th, no response, so we recommend approval. Number 6, for 29 North Main Street for a laundromat, recommend approval. So as I said, I move to accept this report from items number 1 to 26, excluding number 27 and 28 for more information.
All right, thank you. Moved by Councillor Jones, seconded by Councillor Hancock. Call for question.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Amanda.
On 18 and 19, weren't we doing a bit of like a density research in that area?
I don't think with duplex we can do much.
Duplex, it meets regulations. Any more than duplex, we got to go through a different
Got- yeah.
process.
Okay, thanks.
All right, Councillor Hancock.
Two things. I guess one, an easy one first. Number 26, is that recommended approval pending service NL?
Yes. Sorry,
Okay.
we missed that.
Okay. All right.
Usually I put that in just rubber
Yeah.
stamp it.
And then just building up upon that, I had the pleasure of meeting briefly with a service NL inspector, and he recommended that the town of Deer Lake invite them to have a meeting with us to talk about how we can, I guess, be more in line with their process, but also assist local businesses with process. And they have some suggestions for us. And so through economic development, even though it's not on this report, Gloria is reaching out to them to set up a meeting and inviting environment and housing to the meeting, okay?
Yeah. and
Okay.
touch
Just
base-
information.
Yeah, touch base with town manager. Good idea. Like,
And he knows. Jason's aware.
process. Okay.
Jason's aware, yeah.
Thank you. Anything to improve our report? or
Yeah.
More than
Hey,
welcome.
it's not a negative thing.
No,
It's meant
no.
to be positive, good communication, meant to be really
Oh,
positive.
great.
Yeah.
Is number 26 on Main Street or like behind? Where's the application
Just in
for?
front, right on Main Street.
Right on Main Street. Okay, cool.
All right, any further discussion, comments, questions, concerns? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
All right, we're moving on to rec. That's not the proper way to say it anymore, is it? Anyhow, I'm going to pass it over to you, Councillor Langen.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and I think every time I read this report, the name changes. The Department of Arts, Culture and Recreation. We didn't meet last week, but we do have lots of work going on, lots of FYIs and updates. So the swimming pool, we had a successful summer block with 3 separate blocks of swimming lessons, 2 lifeguard course and staff recertification, mostly happening in August. Swimming registration began September 12th, so that was last Thursday, and will run for the entirety of this next week, Glenn, ending Friday, is it? Ending Friday this week.
Well, actually Wednesday,
Sorry, when?
private lesson boot camp.
Perfect. Well, if anyone's looking to get registered for swimming lessons, we encourage you to do that as soon as you can. The lessons will start on September 23rd and run until November 18th. The bowling alley, the Youth Bowling Canada program will begin online registration next Wednesday, September 18th. The Adult League Bowling will also start in September, so we encourage anybody interested in getting out to reach out to one of those organizations. In the arena, the registration has started for Deer Lake Minor Hockey and will run, they plan to start in the first week of October. The staff has been busy with outside maintenance and preparing the arena for the upcoming season. The ice is now, we'll start our first ice time, I believe, is tomorrow, tonight.
Kids are on ice.
On the ice tonight, so great to see. So this will be one of the longest years that we have seen in a long time for ice in Deer Lake. So very proud of that we can extend. It will run from now until almost the end of April. That's when Easter is quite late this year. So all the sponsorships and everything is completed there, and all the renovations have had some renovations for required maintenance and stuff in the dressing rooms, which were showing their age, is all new and updated. So I'm happy with that. You'll notice in there some new looks as well. All the banners have been taken down, which we understand the significance of some of them, but it was just for airflow and viewpoints and stuff. But we are working with Western Signs as well to have a new display there to display all the past championships as well. And so it's part of the reason that we started ice about 2 weeks early this year as well. Is there were some camps running this weekend and into Monday and next week, and then the regular minor hockey season will start October 2nd. And I want to congratulate the Pasadena Pirates baseball team, which has some kids, including our town manager Jason's son, Carter, and 4 other kids from Deer Lake. They won the Atlantic Championship this weekend, which is seemingly a big deal from what I understand in
Awesome.
the baseball world. So
Yep.
kudos to them. Gracia has been started their programming as well, and we hope to we're working closely with them to welcome them into their new space as soon as we can. New annex, I had provided an update last week there with NTV as well, and that's coming along very well, and we hope to we don't want to give no firm dates, but we're hoping in the coming months we're going to be able to get in there a little better. Remind everyone of budget, like I mentioned earlier, and I don't think I've had a meeting since July, so congrats to all the kids who participated. Congrats to all the kids who participated in the summer sports.
Mention Marcus.
Oh
Mention
yeah,
Marcus.
sorry, Marcus. Yes, he just did. She invited to the Detroit Revenue Training Camp. He was at the Prospects Camp, so kudos to him. He's doing very well, and he'll start his season as well next week with the Charlottetown
Islanders.
Islanders. Thank you, Amanda. So, good luck to him and everybody else who's playing out around. It's I know it's hard to miss, easy to miss people sometimes in these reports, but kudos to everyone who's doing well in their respected sports.
Let's add the Deer Lake swim team. So they are looking for new members. If you're looking
Yes,
to
sir.
join the build, that they're doing a great job in building their club.
Certainly, yep, the swim team. And listen, there's lots of programs out there that are starting here now. Swim club is an excellent one of those. And whether it's Gracia and, basketball, I don't care what people are playing. Obviously, I'm partisan to hockey, but I'm just happy to see people out getting active and anything, whether it's,
Karate started.
cross-country skiing, karate. Definitely
Yep.
not my thing, but whatever you're into, I'd love to see it. So, anyway, that's everything for me, Mayor. There's nothing to accept there, so that was just an FYI for everyone.
Yep, no, appreciate
Thank
the
you.
update.
Thank you.
Can
Any
we add,
roundtable?
like, say if the swim team or the karate owners, if they wanted to add that to our Deer Lake Recreation page, so if anybody's looking for new sports for your children, looking to get involved in something, that we can start doing a little bit more advertising
And I know
through
we
there,
do
like a
on
link.
the rec page a bit, and I encourage anybody to reach out,
Okay.
and I like that we try to, separate a little bit. I don't think everything is appropriate to go on our town page, and so
Right.
the rec page we certainly encourage, and I know we do that in the past.
Yep.
If people,
Okay,
I just know some of them don't really have a big Facebook presence either, but no, certainly encourage anybody, and I try to highlight the achievements as much as you can as well. But like I said,
Well, and I think
they're
they
hard
should
to do all the time.
I think people should send them to us too. So if there's something that we miss along the way, like we're
Yeah,
open to
yeah.
congratulate anybody who's doing a great job.
No, for sure. So that's everything there, Mayor.
Okay, perfect, thank you. All great discussion. Anything else to add, Councillor Langdon?
No, I think that's it.
Is golf almost done? Or
Golf is just about done. So congratulate to all the champions this year, the club champions up there, and see there's a rabbit hole we're going down now. Who else?
Rabbit
Listen,
hole?
trout
There's some
fishing's
good-
closed.
Trout fishing.
Moose hunting is open.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Dart season is starting now at the Legion. No, sorry, I did forget soccer. Soccer is an excellent program that ran very well this year in our town, so very happy. They have actually, I believe, some of the highest numbers in town behind minor hockey is in soccer now. It's a
been
great
incredible
sport.
this year.
It's a low cost area to get into, so I really liked. And they had a great year with some, great success. So I think that's all of them. Softball, senior league, just had their final weekend last week, so. I think that covers
There's
it all.
so many activities in
Yeah,
Deer
it was
Lake.
good.
I mean, it's awesome. Yeah.
Krista just made a really good point. I walked Spillway Falls Trail last week again on the boys' completion date, and that trail is unbelievable. And just to note now, I don't know if we should definitely, Mayor, do a video, but you can actually come up Forest Road now and park your vehicle. So if you don't want to park across the street and then walk the bridge and then come over to Spillway Falls and head up the hill, it's so much more accessible. We even talked about like bringing my grandmother up on side-by-side because they've got that multi-use trail that's right next to it, and then you can stop at the lookout. It's stunning. So if you get the opportunity to get out and walk that trail, is beautiful. The boys done a fantastic job. So hats off to our trails crew again this year because they done an incredible job finishing that project. And
Yeah.
Krista and her crew.
Definitely. And I mean, it's a good thing, folks, when you're you can sit around a table to talk about all the recreational and health initiatives within
Yeah.
the community and
Yeah.
go on for hours if we chose to, so.
Yeah, and sorry, one more. Like I said, we only had one meeting in August. I wasn't in attendance, but since then we had our Starry Fest, which from what I hear was one of the
Right.
most successful years we've had. So kudos to everybody. I know Chris was heavily involved and the rest of the committee.
Glenn.
And Glenn, sorry,
Yeah.
Glenn. But kudos to everybody there. I think it's a great year. Hopefully we can keep building off that and go from there. Bandstand looked gorgeous.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
job.
That's
Yep.
awesome.
Anyway, change the topic, Mayor. We can
All
spend
right,
all day
well,
here doing this.
We shall move on.
I almost don't want you to. I
Listen,
have a
it's,
couple more, but anyway.
As we all know, there's a lot of tough decisions you have to make at this table, so when you can celebrate the good things, it's great to hear, so thank you, everybody. Moving on to Economic Development, Councillor
Hancock.
I almost forgot your last name.
No problem. That's all right. Okay, we met Economic Development Committee September 6th. I was there. Myself, Gord Hancock, Councillor, Economic Development Officer Gloria Field, and Town Manager Jason Young. Number one, the brand video. So as per council recommendation, Gloria, the EDO, is presenting, attached to this document, a vendor comparison report and is requesting council approval to select Cliff and Anchor Studios as the recommended vendor for the brand video project. She has a note here as well that if anyone wants to contact her for specifics afterwards, even in relation to, hey, how's this going to look, and get a sense of it a bit, you can certainly do that. But you can see the three quotes. One of the notes, I think, from the meeting was that she never sought out anybody she hasn't had very sort of fond reviews of. She did a lot of research into those three vendors. They all can deliver, from her perspective, an amazing product. And she would recommend all of them. But, of course, the lowest was Cliff and Anchor. Number two, the boat launch RFP. So as we sort of examined this, we did ask for some feedback as well from council, and thank you for those that responded. But in any event, we started sort of really going through this and discovered that it may be a little early for the RFP process. So we want to request council's approval to solicit quotes for a consultant to evaluate and assess the boat launch area. The consultant will provide recommendation and renderings aimed at achieving the primary goal of making the area safe. This evaluation will supply the necessary data for informed decision making, and I think it'll help us as a council as well. And also, if you're going to put something out for an RFP, make it ready to be an RFP for somebody. Number three, I'm removing actually for further information. Number four, the Newfoundland Food Hub. So the Economic Development Officer met with Richard Butt, Program Coordinator of the Newfoundland Food Hub, to see if Deer Lake could become a delivery location for orders. After seeing our social media post, a local business has expressed interest in taking up the opportunity. We have put them in touch with Newfoundland Food Hub, and they are discussing logistics. That's something to keep an eye out for sure, if for those in the public and seeking fresh vegetables, etc. Number five, the new town map. The Economic Development Officer is working with a local graphic designer to create a new and improved town map for visitors. This map will be distributed mainly through the visitor center on the highway and at the airport. I should note as well, we're trying to keep the report very pertinent, but we are still discussing very important topics like the industrial park housing. There will be updates coming for those. It's just I want to make sure that something that's moving or sort of a serious thing has occurred to some degree before we bring it. Anyway, that's the report. I recommend approval.
All right, moved by Councillor Hancock, thank you. Seconded by Councillor Freak. Call for question.
Yeah, one question.
Question, Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, go ahead. Councillor Jones got a question, and then we'll move.
If I don't know what I'm calling Gloria.
We'll move over
She's-
to you
she's-
then, Councillor Fitzgerald.
Okay, number one, you said to accept the Cliff and Anchor Studios. They are not the lowest tender. The lowest tender is the Woven House Media, by $3,500.
Sorry, that must be a misprint. It is the firm from Ontario, Woven House Media. Apologies.
Okay, so.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
just a misprint there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Noted.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, I had one of the
Good
same
catch.
questions as Councillor
Good
Jones.
catch.
So-
We agree on Councillor Fitzgerald. Nice to meet you.
All right, any further questions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Oh, I do, Mr. Mayor, I have one on the boat launch.
Okay, go ahead.
So, Councillor Hancock, are we negating the RFP that we had an email about?
Well, I'll say that we're putting it on a bit of a hold, and it may be adjusted because as we examined it as a committee, I think we felt that we really weren't necessarily ready. We never had something that we could display to someone to necessarily attract them to the project in the way we want to. And so we want to get some quotes. We want to get a better understanding of what's needed. We want to bring back quotes to council and discuss what the consultant might be able to help us with. Because Darren, you often talk about the engineering hasn't been done. Also, like from an EA perspective, we'd like to maybe be involved in the application process for the water side of things. There hasn't been a topo completed yet of the water. Like, we're just not really ready for that RFP to go out. And
Okay.
so we're putting a bit of a pause on the RFP, and then we want to go out for some quotes to get a sense of what we'd be looking at.
Okay, thank you.
All right, any further comments, questions, concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried. All right, and that concludes tonight's meeting.
We got a mutual aid we got to do with the fire department.
All right, let's see, here we go. So we're gonna need a motion to accept, correct? Yes. Councillor Jones, leaning back again.
Yeah, like I said, as you see in front of you, it's a mutual aid agreement with our town of Deer Lake and the Deer Lake Regional Airport for fire services. So I move that we accept the mutual aid agreement as presented and to get the documents signed in the near future.
All right, we have a mover,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor Freak. Just one quick question, and this is all just to follow through for being clear. I'm losing my mind here for a second. Hold on. Clairvoyancy. The fire chief and his department are all in favor, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. Thank you. So we have a mover. We have a seconder. Any questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion.
Aye.
Thank you.
Motion carried. Thank you. Before we conclude, I'll go to round table. Is there anything you'd like to add tonight that we might have missed, or you want to put in Councillor Hancock?
Yeah, I guess just I wanted to build on the spillway thing a little bit. On the lower side, I was very impressed when walking it lately as well, that they've sort of got that little side route where they create this little like orchard path to some degree. How many? 18, yeah. It's quite amazing. And I think it must be somewhat unique to trail systems a little bit, but it creates this little like orchard experience. And I don't know, I was calling it like Orchard Path or something, but it's also really cool and I think should be celebrated. I think people really should get and explore that trail. A lot of work been done this year and it's great. So just
And
just
all
that.
all the apple trees they've got marked.
Yeah, like
So
other
if you'd
flag
like-
or something? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're doing great down there. So, the only other thing when Councillor Langdon was talking about all the, we mentioned trout and the moose hunting, but I had the pleasure as well of getting in on some of the new Junction Trail, I'll say renovated roads and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of cutovers and stuff, new ones in there, but they're amazing in there. Unreal, and people should get out and get in the backcountry as well because they're also doing fabulous work. They got a new logo, tons of energy, lots of passion. Another group that's just doing amazing. That's it for me.
Perfect. Councillor Freak.
Two things. I took in some Open Farm Day stuff yesterday, which was incredible in our region actually to see the food that's produced in our region. So a big congratulations to the farms in Cormac, Deer Lake, Pasadena, and Steady Brook. They did a great job. And I just wanted to mention the proclamation for childhood cancer awareness for the month of September. Did we do that one? I missed last council meeting.
Lori?
Did we do that? Did we do the proclamation for the childhood cancer awareness for September?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The candle lighters. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that we did that one.
Oh, Is it just because it wasn't like close enough or something?
Oh,
Okay. I can, do you want me to give it to you, Mayor?
Yes, please.
Just if you want to zoom in on this one and just the wording for the town of Deer Lake.
All right, so in addition, thank you, and that's another good point of having roundtable for anything that we've missed. Okay, so it's council's request, proclamation Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, September 2020, town of Deer Lake, whereas there are about 10,000 children living with cancer in Canada today, and whereas each year about 1,600 cases are diagnosed, over 25 of which are children in Newfoundland and Labrador, whereas in Canada childhood cancer remains responsible for the deaths 1 year through adolescence than any other disease, and whereas about one in 4 children are diagnosed with cancer will die of this disease, whereas because of significant advances in therapy, 78% of children diagnosed with cancer will survive 5 years or more, an increase of almost 46% since the early 1960s, whereas childhood cancer is close to 75% cure rate, with leukemia leading the success change with close to 90% overall cure rate. Now therefore, I, Mike Gusney, on behalf of the town of Deer Lake, do hereby proclaim September 2020 as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month in the town of Deer Lake. Call for a mover.
so moved.
Moved by Councillor Jones. Seconded by Councillor Freak. Call for question. Hearing none. All those in favor. Motion
Aye.
carried. Thank you. All right,
Nice, nice.
Councillor Freak. Any other additions?
Amanda?
Councillor
anything
Freak,
else?
any other addition?
Oh, sorry. No. It's good veggies this week, so get out and get your all vegetables.
I'll let you try my vegetables, I go over, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Moving on, Councillor Langland.
Mr. Mayor, I think I covered most of mine in my rambling report, but I just wanted to mention there, I know we mentioned earlier back in late spring, early summer, it came to the rec committee about our 75-year anniversary committee, so we hope to get that, get the ball rolling a bit more on that this fall, and assign some committee members in a very similar format that we have for our come home year. So we'll have more information on that when it comes about, and the process of getting members there. And just want to welcome all the outfitters to our town this week. We're actually the outfitting capital of Newfoundland, considered, in Deer Lake. So I welcome them all to our community. It's a busy 6 weeks now for many people in this town. So with a lot of people and a lot of money being spent. So welcome them all to the town.
Definitely great note. Thank you, Councillor Langland. Councillor Jones.
No, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right. We shall, you're sitting in the town manager seat. Do you want to add to the trails or town clerk? Nope. Okay. Before we close, I just wanted to remind everybody that the socking it for kids, sick kids, is, you'll see the schedule sent out from tomorrow at, if you check your email, all the,
Is it here?
Is that tomorrow?
there's events ongoing throughout the week.
Yeah, I saw, yeah.
So just hats off to Leslie and staff for keeping this going. It's a great tradition, and as of course the partners with the Holiday Inn. So thank you so much to everyone involved. Just before we close, I want to do an update from the Haven of Rest. Can't thank their board of directors for keeping on forging through. I'm being told they're nearing in on their final total to be able to purchase for the building, and that can't happen without people believing in such a good cause. So hats off to all the donors. I know they have quite a few coming in that it's really interesting to know a lot of them are anonymous. So everyone understands the importance of such an organization in our community. I just want to say thank you to each one involved there as well. With that being said, no other business. It is 8:32. I'll call for a mover to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by Councillor Langland. It is now 8:32, and this meeting is adjourned.